Lord. Hello, and thank you for joining us for the Welfare Warriors International Women's Day celebration. We have Lisa Turner on the phone with us today for our Stop the Government Steal of Our Children and Family Members section. So, Lisa, thank you so very much for joining us. First of all, as you know, we done went through our little technical difficulties, but we got it. Last year, you reached out to the
Yes.
Welfare Warriors to ask us for help with stopping the Milwaukee County from separating disabled adults from their families and communities. Can you kind of go into what happened with that there, and also tell us about your group?
Well, I started the Sister for Change because I had been repeatedly going back and forth to court uh, with the Milwaukee County Corporation Council, along
Hmm.
with Disability Resource Center, along with Corporate Guardian.
Hmm.
I had a disabled son who had to have a legal guardian. My husband and I was his legal guardian, and we just been repeating it back and forth to court. Um, they tried to separate my husband and I by taking away our guardianship.
Who
So
was? Go ahead.
it was like every 3 months we were asked to come to court.
Mm. And who were the main officials or agencies carrying out this separation between you guys and your son?
The Milwaukee County Corporation Council, Community Care Inc., also along with the corporate guardian, um, and the attorneys as well.
The attorneys on both sides, or just their attorneys that were engaged in the
Well,
in the case?
the Milwaukee County Corporation Council, they are attorneys through the
Got you.
Milwaukee County.
Okay. And what can happen to disabled adults once the Milwaukee County Corporation councils and judges give them a corporate guardian? Is that what happened in your case? Did they establish a corporate guardian for your son?
Yes, they did.
What
Well,
what
what can happen is they can be separated from their families um, by giving them placing appointing a corporate guardian and placing them into group homes. So they're taken away from their families. Right now, my son, he's separated from us and he's living on the streets from home to home. Um, when he was with us, had a structure home
Yes.
where we provided service for him. He had recreational programs, wraparound services, and once they're placed with a corporate guardian, it's like the court doesn't care anymore. So all the service had been taken away that we had him under structure, which was wraparound service. He was into basketball. He had vocational training, which he attended MCFI, and also he obtained his high school diploma. He had a job. So right now he has no services. It's like they're profiting off of disabled adults once they separate them from families.
That's evil. So let me understand
Yes.
this corporate guardian, quote unquote corporate guardian, like is this putting them in individual homes like how they do for foster care, or is it like a group home or something like that? Can you explain to us what type of living environment that they tried to, or that they lied and said that they established for your child?
Well, right now, he's supposed to have been placed into a group home, but there is no known address that I know of that he's at. Um, So it's just like he's living from place to place, whether with his friends or maybe a family member. So he's just running from home to home or living on the streets basically right now.
Why do you think the Milwaukee County is able to cause this type of disruption and trauma, to you know the parents of disabled children's families? Because, and I should say, instead of disabled children, because they'll always be kids to us. um but he's a disabled adult who is in need of care
Mhm.
and guardianship, just like a child. Why do you think, they're able to do this?
because they're able to profit off of disabled adults by separating them from their family. When they take away the services, they have no service because they keep the money among themselves, amongst the contract agencies that they're working with that's aiding them into separating disabled adults from families.
Mm, mm. And now that you bring up the money, let's talk about it. When you follow the money, uh, who is making money off these? I think you just said it. Who making the money off these separations? I'm sorry. So essentially, everybody in the state is making money off of him, but he's not able to benefit himself as far as receiving the service and care and love that he need in his home that he was receiving before. Um,
That's correct. That's Community Care Incorporated. They're
yeah,
supposed to provide service for disabled adults, but therefore they hadn't provide any services for him. So, they're keeping the money amongst themselves, amongst these agencies, instead of profiting and making sure that the disabled adults are provided with services. So when the family have them, they do have structured service. They do have service that the families have for them. But once they get with a corporate guardian, no one seems to care. No one.
just the name of it, a corporate guardian. Since when a corporation guarded anything but their own pockets? They telling you what time it
Yes.
is right there. I just whatever. Um, can you tell us a little bit about the corporate counsel's treatment of your family, of you and your husband so far?
Well, when they repeated make you come to court, therefore you seek out to get an attorney, which there's a large amount of attorney fees that's being charged because you repeated made to come to court every 3 months, which families are being made to bankrupt because they're trying to work hard to keep their families together. The disabled adult family member in their home with the family member.
Right.
So, with all of that stress, there's health problems that they're causing harms to the family by separating them. The disabled adult child is missing out on family time. They're missing out on vacation trips that they used to take with their
Mm-hmm.
family members. But it's a lot of things go along with that when they separate the disabled adults from their family. They're
Mm-hmm.
causing harm to them, trauma.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. And that's essentially what inspired you to create your group, Sisters to Sisters for Change. And as
Yes.
part of your organization, what other steps and have you taken to stop these attacks on Milwaukee families of disabled children and adults?
Well, myself along with Welfare Warriors, Pat, we have met with, we had conference meetings with several state officials. We reached out to the county supervisor. Also, we had a conference call. I met, talked with Lakeisha Myers, and also we just still continue to work on because we need answer and we want to see a change in our unjust system because disabled adults shouldn't be separated from their families, causing long lasting harm and trauma to them. So we want to just continue to reach out and make sure that we can correct this just unjust system.
Yeah. Yeah, and you see that, especially with any marginalized group, whether it be the disabled or, women living in poverty and their kids, they target us to put these exploitative type programs together in the name of helping, but really it's in the name of profit. So,
Right. Correct.
well, Lisa, thank you so much for having patience with us this evening, and thank you for joining us. Is there any can you give the viewers here some information on how to contact you and how to join your organization?
Yes. My number is 414, that's my
Well,
cell number,
well, do you want to
899
give your number? Okay. I'm sorry. Did you want to give your number, or do you want to you have a website or anything like that? Can they contact you on Facebook?
Yes. Sister to Sister for Change.
Sister to
on
Sister for
Facebook.
Change on Facebook. All right.
Yes.
Well, again, I really appreciate you spending the time with us this evening. And just having patience with us and joining us. Y'all, please reach out to Sister Lisa. Again, the name of her organization is Sistas, Sistas, two Sistas, Sistas for Change. Join our organization and let's build a network of advocates to stop this cruel injustice to disabled adults. Thank you so much for your time, sister. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.